Welcome back. Today's topic is the problem with managing versus healing. So the topic is the problem with managing versus healing. For those that don't know me already, my name is Sharon Fant, and I am a registered nurse, and I've been working in the medical field and healthcare for over 38 years. And I'm also an author, and I am the founder and facilitator for the Holistic Healing Circle, which was founded in 2020 before, they announced that we had COVID. And for those who are listening for the first time, I am making these videos Monday through Friday. So every day, Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. And so you can catch me live, or if you want, you can catch the replay. But I'd be happy that you will join me. So today, I want to talk about something that we've all been told. Now, I know I've been told this in the past, and I know many of you probably were told this by your doctor. Okay, so you get this diagnosis, and so with this diagnosis, you're told you have to manage this. You're just going to have to manage it. That's what you're told. You get this. It can be pretty devastating. You're going to get a diagnosis of some disease that people say it's chronic, or you're going to have it for the rest of your life. So you get this diagnosis, and then your doctor says you're just going to have to manage it. But what does managing actually mean? In the medical matrix, it can mean a lot of things. But I want to talk about 3 things that managing, in my experience as a nurse working in healthcare, I want to talk about 3 things that managing means in the medical matrix. Okay, number 1, it means taking prescription medications forever. Okay, so you got the diagnosis, you're given a prescription, or you're given a couple of prescriptions, and then you're going to have to take these medications forever. So how many of you are on medications that probably you've been taking them for 3 years, maybe 5 years, and then some of you probably 10 plus years on the same medication? Okay, so in the medical matrix, you're probably going to be taking prescription medications forever. Okay, that's what managing means. That's the number 1 thing that managing means. Now, number 2, managing means accepting side effects. Accepting side effects. So with these prescription medications that you're given, many of them have some pretty serious side effects. Some have side effects that can be pretty annoying, hard to live with. But for the most part, most prescription medications have side effects. So now you are going to have to start managing the side effects. Okay, and so that managing side effects could mean getting a prescription for the side effects. So having a prescription for the diagnosis, then you're taking the prescription, then you are getting side effects from these prescriptions, and then now you're going to have some prescriptions for the side effects. So the medical matrix, this is how it works. So you're going to take meds forever, and then you're going to accept the side effects that is created from these medications. Then the third thing that happens in managing your diagnosis is adjusting your life around the diagnosis. Okay, so for example, if you were given a diagnosis like diabetes, then for the most part, people know that you're going to have to change the way you eat. So you can't just eat anything that's placed before you. So with that being said, you're going to be adjusting your life. Maybe you were used to eating a certain way, and now all of a sudden you got to eat a different way. Not only eating, there are things you can't do. You have to be careful about what kind of shoes you wear. It's just a lot. So you have to change your life for the disease. So that's what happens in managing in the medical matrix. Okay, but managing is not the same as healing. Managing is not the same as healing. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about what healing is. Okay, so and what does healing mean? So healing is getting an understanding of the root cause. You're getting an understanding of the root cause. So, in the medical matrix, they really don't look at that. The root cause could be something physical, that's going on in your body. The root cause could be something emotional that could cause the disease. And also, it could be spiritual. There could be some spiritual things that could be the root cause of the diagnosis that you have. So the healing part means that you're going to start looking at, could it be physical? Could it be emotional? Could it be spiritual? You want to take the time to look at the root cause. So getting an understanding of the root cause is going to be the start of the healing. Okay. And then number two in the healing process means supporting your body's natural processes. Last week we talked about how our bodies is designed to heal itself. So when we get a diagnosis, we want to allow some space for your body to start the process for self-healing. And that can happen. But most of the time, we quickly get a prescription. But if we will just kind of be there, just kind of like then we will see that our body will kick in and start some kind of healing process. It may be internally and you're not even aware of it, but your body is starting to heal itself. So when healing is occurring, you want to be sure that you're supporting your body in the healing process. And then the third thing I want to talk about, again, there's many ways to heal, or many things that healing means, but these are some of the top three things that I want to talk about today. So number three, very often healing means reversing the condition, reversing the condition entirely, and also believing that the condition can be reversed. Just because your doctor said you're going to have this for the rest of your life, that is not true. Okay, there are so many disease processes that can be reversed. But why would they tell you how to reverse it? Because that would mean the pharmaceutical companies would lose money. So why would they tell you that? But healing means the reversal of the disease, or if the condition can't be entirely reversed, healing can also mean like reducing some of the dependence on the medicine. Maybe you started out with 5 different medications. Now you're on 2. So you can see some progress. So healing can mean decreasing the amount of medications that you need. Also, it can mean decreasing the treatments that you need. Maybe you were having to go to physical therapy. Maybe you were going to some other type of therapy or some other kind of chemotherapy or either some other type of medical treatments. And now, as the healing is progressing and the healing is taking place, you do not have to have those anymore. Or if you had 10 treatments before, now you only need 3. So that is how the healing process occurs, and that is really what healing means. And healing is aimed at improving your quality of life, whereas managing may not improve your quality of life. You may start getting sicker and sicker until you get to the point that you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, right? You heard that phrase before. So managing equals coping. But are you really coping? Managing equals coping. Now, healing equals transformation. Transforming your life and your lifestyle. Not adjusting to something, but transforming something, so that your life will be improving and your lifestyle will be improving. Okay? But here's the truth. Here is the truth. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready for the truth? You were never meant to just manage. Okay? You were never meant to manage anything. Manage disease, manage getting better. You weren't meant to manage. Okay? But you were meant to thrive. You were meant to thrive. You were meant to heal. You were meant to connect to your true self. You were meant to deepen your awareness. How many of you, when you get a diagnosis, you go and do some research and see, what's really going on? Or do you just say, okay, doctor, I accept, or do you say, this can't be, this is not going to happen to me? What do you do? So you're meant to thrive. And your body knows you're meant to thrive. Your mind knows you're meant to thrive. So you were meant to live in alignment and reach your full potential. You were meant to reach your full potential. You were not meant to be here to manage anything. Okay? So listen. Even if you are still on prescription medications, and even if you feel stuck and you felt stuck for years, it's never too late to shift from managing to healing. It's never too late. Okay? It's never too late. Don't think that you're stuck where you are. Don't think that. Yeah, I know. Yeah, you've been doing this roller coaster thing for like 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. Some people have. But you don't have to stay there. There is a process. There is some things that you can do to stop managing and start healing. Okay? Are you listening? Are you listening? Here's a question for you. Are you managing right now, or are you healing? Are you managing, or are you healing? Let me know in the comments. Okay, let me know in the comments. If you're still managing, put managing. That's what's happening right now. But if you're healing, and you're looking at, alternative ways outside of prescription medicine, if you're looking at, ways for healing with the body, mind, and spirit, if you're doing that and you're being successful at that, put healing. Okay, so you want to put in the comments for me, you want to put managing or you want to put healing. Okay? And if you are ready to cross the bridge and go from managing to healing, I'm walking it with you. I'm going to walk it with you. So let me know if you're ready. Let me know if you are ready to cross the bridge from managing to healing. So tomorrow I will share my own story. So you definitely want to come back tomorrow morning. And I'm going to be sharing my own story of how I chose to take a different path from years of managing. And I chose the path of healing. And so tomorrow I'm going to tell you about that and how it all took place. And so please tune in tomorrow at 7 a.m. and you'll hear my story. See you tomorrow.